Week 6 in the Simulation Football League continues as we welcome you into the nightly portion of our Saturday slate of SFL action. And you're looking live at the Quarry as the Florida Storm come into town to face the Lexington Miners. Alongside my partner, Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Duty, and we're delighted to have you along with us. Eddie, both of these teams come into today's game with a 2-2 record, and the outcome of tonight's game could go a long way in determining the trajectory of the season for these two foes who are very familiar with one another. So what kind of game do you expect us to see tonight?
I don't know. Both these two teams have been up and down all season long so far in this young season. But Lexington looking to continue the tradition they had last season when they blew the doors off of Florida in an unexpected blowout. Can they keep that tradition going today? We shall find out.
Well, we will indeed. And again, it's good to be with you. It's good to be with everybody who is on the SFL YouTube Virtual Football Network channel. And here we go. Again, Eddie alluded to the previous matchup. Lexington has won the last two. Before that, it was all Florida who won the first 4 meetings between these two squads. Folks, you're not going to want to go anywhere for the next hour and a half or so. Kickoff is underway. The Miners get the ball first. So we'll start. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. We'll welcome quarterback Kenny Slider and the Miners onto the field. Let's look at the starting lineup. The two halfbacks, Deion James and Ian Francis. The wide receiving core of Alexander West, the Hall of Famer Gabriel Manning and Marquise Sango. The two tight ends, DJ Bandit and Chris Arthur. The tackles, Ricky LaFleur, Donnie Treverson and Oliver Tarask. The guards, Zena West and Phoebe Collins. And at center, it's Jasmine Swift. First play from scrimmage. And it is a quick pass into double coverage, but able to bring that in is the aforementioned Gabriel Manning for the first.
Gabriel Manning bails out his quarterback. That was an ill-advised throw in heavy traffic, but he was able to bring it down.
You alluded to the previous game, which took place in season 24, when Lexington beat Florida 41-10. That is by far the biggest margin of victory there in this matchup between these two. And a handoff, and it goes nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. We'll say hello to this Florida Storm defense. The tackle there made by Adam Jones, cornerback, and we'll mention the defensive ends, Deontay Stoneville and Alessandro Tamaello. Defensive tackle Pete Mitchell. The linebackers Ryan Tobin and Jesus Smith. The cornerbacks Ryan Davidson and Evan Carroll. And the safeties Daniel Wright and Andrew Francis. The 31. Pressure coming. And that play completely blown up. And we mentioned the linebacker Ryan Tobin, who has spent all 16 seasons right here in Florida, gets the sack.
Talk about loyalty. Season in and season out, there's no doubt he'll be returning. They don't even bother asking him, is he interested in re-signing with the team, because they already know the answer.
They got that guy locked down for a long-term deal, huh? That is his 9th sack of his career. Now, big down here, throwing deep. Oh, complete. And an ankle attempt there, trying to get the shoelaces, not able to do it. Down to the 5, to the 3, and it is Marquise Sango with the first strike of the evening.
Marquise Sango and his Lexington offense thinks this is a continuation of last season's game in which Florida could not get their defense off the field. And here, right off the bat, continuing to strike with vertical passes downfield, 1st and goal inside the 5.
And, I mean, could you have a more deflating play if you are the Florida Storm? I mean, you had them stopped. You got pressure on the quarterback, and all it took was, you know, that catch and then just the missed tackle there by the shoestrings. And they almost took that to the house. Now, on the ground, that is Francis with the carry. Stopped short of the end zone. It's 2nd and goal.
One thing I noticed here early on with Lexington, this is not the first time they've done it this season. They do not employ a heavy set on offense. They attack you inside the 5. Here they are, tight triple.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Again, back to the ground game, and it is completely obliterated right there. It is Deion James stopped in the backfield by Jesus Smith, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, one thing Lexington likes to do, they like to keep a fluid offense. They don't like to slow down the pace inside the 20s. But here in the SFL red zone, you want to have a heavy base set out here, but so far, it's not working out for him.
This 3 plays from right outside the end zone, and they're not able to get in. This Florida Storm defense, led by Daniel Wright, the free safety who made that tackle, able to keep them out when it looked like it was a sure thing they would get in there for 6. Instead, it's an 18-yard attempt by Ethan Sneed, Eddie.
In my opinion, this is a win for the Florida defense after allowing them to drive down the field like this and able to force a field goal attempt. That's a win for this Florida defense.
Sneed's kick is good, so Lexington does get on the board first. But like you said, I made the comment, the words I actually used was it had to be deflating for this defense. But, man, they hung in there, and I don't think they let it affect them one bit. And so a good job to stop them and keep them out of the end zone.
Great job by Florida, and if this game continues at this pace with results like this, Lexington gonna be kicking themselves.
Actually, let me check that. That was Takeda Yuki. My apologies there on that. So Yuki with the 3 points, and we'll see Florida now coming out in these beautiful blue uniforms, led by quarterback Isaac Covert, the halfback Bullet Boletsky, the fullback Chris Kalmasak, the wide receiving corps Art Vandelay, Mike Twinscrew, and Shea Carroll. The tight end, Ron Haynes. Guards, Joseph Wade and Greg McDonaldson. First play from scrimmage, Covert in his first season here in Florida, and he delivers a strike across the middle, and it's a 1st and 10.
Covert came into this game amongst the best QBs in the SFL, leading the league in pass completions.
And he's doing a heck of a job, as you said, coming into this one. The young QB, he comes in 88 completions to 142 attempts, 5 touchdowns on the season thus far, and like you said, taking care of the football pretty well here, as they have faced some pretty tough opponents early on in this season. Now that's a quick strike, and that's just short of the mark. Good thing it wasn't intercepted for those Florida faithful. It looked like it had a chance to be at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Philadelphia Collins had a shot at that one, but unfortunately did not see the ball coming.
Talk about the strength of the schedule there for Florida, for instance. They lost a tough one last week to the Minnesota Legend, 20-14. They've also got losses to the Los Angeles Lycans, 34-14. Kind of uncharacteristic there. You don't see a margin of victory there with Florida being on the opposing end. Covert able to actually shake a sack, step up in the pocket, and turns it into a positive yard gain. It's 3rd and 7. I thought that was going to be a disaster.
I did too, but this first season starter, kudos to him as he took off that tackle.
Yes.
Decided not to throw the ball because the defense had a chance to react and close in on the receivers. Took off with it and picked up 3.
Now 3rd and 7. 2 receivers to either side of Covert. Fake handoff rolling out. Throwing the pass. Oh, tip. It could have easily been intercepted. Intended for Mike Twinscrew. It falls to the ground harmlessly, though. It's 4th and 7.
4th and 7, and Florida, they like that play action play out of quads. You see it pretty much in several of their game plans week in and week out throughout the season, but this time Lexington, they were prepared for it.
Marcus Agrippa on for the punt. Hoping to hit a boomer here. Good protection, nobody in his face, and he does get off a great kick. Fielded inside the 20, brought out to the 21-yard line by Gabriel Manning. And it will be 1st and 10 for the 2nd series now for the Lexington Miners. We talked about their schedule so far. They have victories against Pittsburgh and Sin City, and they lost to Arizona, Eddie, and the Detroit Maulers. I know you remember that game quite well.
I do. It was filled with turnovers, but somehow we managed to win the game.
5:36 remaining in the opening quarter. Delayed handoff to the halfback, as that is Deion James, who carries the pile. Gain of 5. You can't ask for much more than that on 1st down.
Absolutely. 2nd and short. Your playbook is pretty much wide open. You can run or pass it here.
Now settling under center. I formation. Kenny Slider, all 3 seasons right here in Lexington. On the carry to Francis, who's going to get 1 yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. What do you dial up here, Eddie, if you're Lexington?
If I'm Lexington, the way Florida's run defense has been thus far, it's definitely going to be a pass play. I'm looking for my tight end, DJ Bandit.
You see motion. That is Gabriel Manning.
He's also not a bad option.
No, they're not a bad option, actually, on this Lexington team. Pressure coming. Slider navigates, throws deep into triple coverage. Going for Alex West. It's
actually hit him in the hands. Yeah.
It did.
Alex should have came up with that football. That was a great throw.
Actually, I really didn't know how in the world that ball made it to
I did not either.
Alex's hand, but it did. Comes up short. Obviously, a lot of distractions in the area there in the way of blue jerseys. And that will bring on the punting unit, as that is Itachi Yuki. He gets a good kickoff, fielded around the 32. Brought out to the 38-yard line. So, yeah, we're just seeing two teams right now trying to really find their footing and get comfortable early in this ball game.
Early in this ball game, Florida with a chance to redeem themselves after that first drive was unsuccessful here with pretty good start field position.
Covert lines up under center, 2 men in the backfield. We see motion at the top of the screen. That's Mike Twinscrew coming towards you there on the bottom of your screen. Lines up to the right of Covert. And quick snap and drop pressure coming. He actually unloads. That should have been intercepted. It was right in the midst of Iggy Turner. And somehow he dropped it.
If he holds on to that ball, there is nothing between him and the end zone. And Lexington is looking at a 10-0 lead.
We've seen a couple of those already in this game. Covert has been fortunate to get out of that. See what they draw up on 2nd and 10. It's the ground attack here, and that's just a good, strong run. Bullet Boletsky, and there's a reason that guy's a 3-time All-Star.
It is. You know, he came into this game 8th in the SFL this season in carries, despite the fact that his quarterback leads the league in completions. You know what that tells me? Their offense is on the field an awful lot.
Yes. A lot of time out there on the field. Toss play, left side, good stiff arm. Good job by fullback Chris Komasak to pick up the first. Eddie, he knew where the sticks was, and he wasn't going to let anything stand in his way to get there.
He was not. Lexington had a beat on him, but pick Chris Komasak, the fullback, too big, too strong.
I mean, there's not really much you can say about that defensive scheme right there for Lexington. I mean, they had the perfect play for it. That was just, you know, a good stiff arm and the wheel to get around the edge. As it's 1st and 10 now for the Florida Storm. Past midfield, looking good. Throwing short here to Twinscrew. It is caught, and a quick gain of 5.
Quick gain of 5. Now this is Florida's chance to stay ahead of the sticks.
I have to say I like the mix of run pass right here by Florida. Keeping it very methodical. As we see Shea Carroll, the wide receiver, now going into motion. They use a lot of motion.
Yes.
Toss play, though, back to the right side. And that time, though, they're not going to let that get around the edge. Bullet Boletsky's carry was stopped on a dime by Iggy Turner.
Iggy Turner, so far in this game, is making a name for himself. We've called his name a couple of times here already.
Yes, we have. Certainly liked it being called on that last play more than the one previous. With a good stop there. That first one, they're not able to snag the interception. But a screen pass out of the backfield. What a good play. Going right back to Boletsky. And for my money, that is one of the best players, in my opinion, out of the backfield that you could toss a football to.
Oh, I agree. Former MVP Bullet Boletsky, been doing this for a long time now. MVP back in season 18. He's made a name for himself here in the SFL. Doesn't get quite the carries he used to, but he's still an effective player in this league.
He finds a way to make it happen. Cameron Duty here with Eddie Gage, Rochelle Colston, and Dakota Butts on the stats this evening. Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. We thank you for being here. We've got a good tight contest so far, a good physical contest, as Komasak, the fullback, with that big neck roll there, able to rumble forward for 7.
Mean stiff arm.
I love the physicality that these fullbacks bring to this game. It's a lost art. And at 52 and counting, back to Boletsky, lowers his shoulders, gets the first. Good-looking drive here for Florida.
Good-looking drive and a nice wrinkle in their offense. They actually lined up Bullet Boletsky at the fullback position and handed him the ball.
They want to come away with some points here. Obviously, a touchdown, the first priority. We've got 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Now the big man with the carry out of the backfield. Now that is number 36. That's Bettis on the carry, running like a bus.
Like a bus indeed. And our Vanderlei lined up at tight end, gave him a nice block too to clear the way for him.
The ball right at the 10-yard line. 5 to go here. Can they get the 5 yards? No, it's going to get a little bit tougher. Good job of this Lexington defense. And Tony Roberto, the two-time All-Star, getting around the edge first.
3rd down and 6. It's a passing down situation. Here inside the SFL red zone, the pockets get tighter. Got to be smart and selective with the football.
2 receivers in the backfield here. Or 2 men in the backfield. I apologize. 2 receivers.
Look out.
Wide of the pressure coming. Buried in the ground. A sack by the big man for Lexington, Berto DeMora.
Berto DeMora just continuing his havoc on these SFL quarterbacks. A couple of weeks ago, he played out of his mind, and here early on, he's keeping that tradition going.
Did you see that cutback to get inside?
I did.
Of that leverage? That was a thing of beauty.
Showing great athleticism.
Now, this field goal attempt by Ethan Sneed, it is up and it is good, and we've got a tie ball game, all at 3. So both defenses able to get down into the red zone here and make a stop.
Made a stop here, not at 3. Neither team was able to take advantage of the field position, trying to capitalize in the red zone. You always want to come up with 7, because anytime you come up with 3, yeah, it's good, but it just feels like you just left points on the board.
Left some points out there for sure. For DeMora, that was his 83rd sack of his career. That's fantastic.
And 3rd and a half sack on this young season.
Yes. 13 seconds remaining in this first quarter. This has been a good one, folks. If you're just joining us, welcome in. I think that this is going to be one of those games that every yard, every inch matters. And it's certainly looking that way lining up here. I formation for Lexington. Kenny Slider under center. We go from the pass. Pressure again around the edges, but he delivers a strike. And it's complete. Finally gets that one to Alexander West.
Alex wasn't going to drop that one. Wide open down the middle of the field. Pretty much runs a seam route and, a skinny post that is, and comes up with it.
And with that, we've made our way to the end of quarter number 1. 1 frame in the books. All knotted up at 3. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network.
Fast moving first quarter.
Absolutely. Welcome you back inside the quarry here in Lexington. Another sold out crowd, and for football like this, I understand why. Camera duty here with Eddie Gage, having us a good time indoors here on this hot August evening.
Draw.
Yep, draw play, and nothing really just developed there, trying to bounce around. Deion James looked like maybe a cat on a hot tin roof there, prancing back and forth, but nowhere to go, loss of 1.
Backup defensive tackle Dario Romero blew that whole play up.
So that brings up 2nd and 11. Lexington trying hard to get their run game established early in this one. Slider rolling out and throwing. Wow. Again, another one of those opportunities. It got close. I believe that was Alexander West who was in the vicinity but not able to bring it in. Tried to make a tiptoe catch along the sidelines.
I think that was DJ Bandit on that one. Unable to come up with that athletic catch.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, DJ Bandit, you're right. Number 82 in the vicinity there as it's 3rd and 11. 3 receivers to the top side. Now we see number 13, West, moving in motion. Slider stands in there.
Wow.
Beautiful throw, and it looked like Manning had the read on it, able to bring it in, but at the very last minute, a car crash with Ryan Davidson jars the ball loose.
He tries to bring this ball in with one hand and pays for it. You can't get cute in that situation. Help your quarterback out, bring that ball in with 2 hands and move the sticks.
I didn't want to say it for sure, Eddie. I thought maybe my eyes had deceived me, but yeah, you were right. I wondered if that was exactly what had happened, and a rare mistake by the Hall of Famer Manning there.
Yeah.
Well, nevertheless, it ends in a Itachi Yuki punt attempt here. They'll try to pin them deep. Quite a few drop passes early in this one. We had DJ Bandit there.
Uh-oh.
And fumble, Jordan loose. And they did, yes, sir. Florida able to hang on. That ball got coughed up. Vandelay was the guy on the run back there, and you see.
Florida dodges a bullet.
That was actually the punter. That was Itachi Yuki who made the tackle that jarred the ball loose. Attaboy.
That's embarrassing. You cannot allow a punter or a kicker to do that to you.
Did anybody have that on their bingo card tonight?
I doubt it.
Not. Pressure coming. Standing in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they've got a strike of their own here. Very reminiscent of what Lexington was able to do, taking advantage of a missed tackle and sprinting downfield was Mike Twinscrew.
Mike Twinscrew leads the team in catches, and that's the fault of the defensive line. They got no pressure on the quarterback. It's a three-step drop, and he had all day to find a receiver. Pressure was coming, but again, like you said, he stood in the pocket tall, kept his eyes downfield, finds his leading receiver for a big gain. First down, Florida.
It looked like a facsimile of the exact play that Lexington was able to use to their advantage. Missed tackle and all. So Florida now taking advantage of the situation inside the red zone. Looking to go up in this one. Oh, and the handoff. There's a Bettis, the halfback off the bench, not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of one.
You know, Florida the past couple of seasons has maintained just keeping a single tailback and one fullback, and you wonder if that's going to catch up to them because they have to rely on the backup tailback when those guys need a blow.
That's a good analysis indeed. The throw
touchdown.
What a play. What a time to Shea Carroll. Great throw by Isaac Covert.
Great throw, and Shea Carroll looks up into the crowd, specifically this booth right here, and says, Eddie Gates, screw you and our lack of a backup tailback because we got me out here, and that's all we need.
They said leave it to the guys on the field, right? Yeah,
that's right.
I've been told that a time or two. But a great play right there by Shea Carroll and a great throw by Covert. So yeah, I think, honestly, the more that this season continues to progress here, Eddie, we're starting to see Covert get much more comfortable in this offensive scheme.
Yes, absolutely. He started out a little bit slow, but as the season has progressed, I'll be honest, I was not expecting this kind of productivity out of the young man. He's surprised me.
The extra point is good by Ethan Sneed, and Florida taking the lead in this one with 8:25 remaining in the half, 10-3 on the Virtual Football Network. Total yards you see right there on the top right of your screen, 92-97. So just an example of how tight this game has been. Manning not going to attempt a run back here and brings it out to the 20-yard line. But yeah, early on in this game, the first thing that comes to mind, I think, Lexington, they got to catch those footballs. A lot of opportunities have been left out on the field early for Kenny Slider and this team.
That drop by Manning led directly to Florida's touchdown.
Slider to throw. Again, pressure was in his face, but climbing the ladder. There we go. We talk about hauling in a catch. How about it, Alexander West?
And so far, these receivers for Lexington are really helping out their quarterback, Kenny Slider, because these are some ropes he's throwing through tight windows, and they're coming up with great catches.
Using every bit of that 6'4" frame as Alexander West to get that reception. Extend the drive here for Lexington, needing a really good drive coming out of that last series that they had. Now on the carry, running right side is Deion James, who gets two before he is brought down by Adam Jones.
And it's a good thing they are coming with these great catches because their run game has been slow here to get started. Florida's done a great job keeping these guys grounded.
Yeah, and the last thing that you want is to make this a shootout. That in itself turns into possibilities for turnovers. And here you go, just as we're talking about
just
the ground
as we say that.
They show us up. Look at that. Actually juking under a defender. And a good carry out of the backfield by Francis. Again, wanting to prove us wrong, Eddie. Make us look bad.
Just making us look bad. I was just saying the same thing. Ian Francis, the free agent from Charleston, making an impact here in this first half.
I tell you, there is no better motivation than your commentator and play-by-play analyst telling you that you're not doing something right, apparently. So here we go. Lexington now on a roll. Slider to throw. Manning making up for that drop early on.
Yeah.
That was placed right in the old bread basket, and then he makes a man miss and gets to the red zone.
Lexington is moving the ball downfield on this drive at will. Got the explosive run play, which brings those safeties closer to the box, leaves you in one-on-one situations, and one thing you do not want to do is leave Gabriel Manning one-on-one with any cornerback in this league.
I got to tell you, Gabriel Manning, the finesse that he has, in catching the football, it's a thing of beauty watching him work. Now throwing to the end zone, and it is intercepted, going for it all to Marquis Sango in the back of the end zone, and instead coming up with it is Adam Jones, who we mentioned a couple of plays ago. He gets his interception.
Kenny Slider made a grave mistake of turning his back to the defense, trying to avoid the sack. Turns around and just does not see Adam Jones spying in, reading his eyes like a book, picks the ball off, and Florida prevents the end zone dancing.
The third interception of the season already for Adam Jones, and that is his 26th of his career. So was Florida defense going to work early in this season. Now with a chance to, and this is what we're talking about, the momentum of this game, how it has continued to kind of seesaw back and forth. All of a sudden, you have Florida here with a really good opportunity to extend their lead to possibly double digits.
Yeah.
When in reality, Lexington has put together some great offensive drives and have not been able to capitalize on them. That pass falling incomplete.
That might have been PI.
It was close.
It was close.
I don't know if you get any closer. And they will not have any sort of look, a second replay at that at all, obviously, folks. So we'll just have to leave that one in the what if category. Three receivers now bunched up top for Isaac Covert. The rollout, throwing back across his body, but he makes it stick, finding Art Vandelay for the first.
You know what's impressive about that play? It's a rollout, and the blitz is coming straight to him, but he stays patient, finds his receiver, and again, another pass completed through a tight window. Both these quarterbacks today are putting on a show.
Yeah, they really are. Covert able to drop that over the head of three orange helmets. Impressive work indeed. We're just about halfway through this second quarter in a fast-moving game right now. A lot of clock being used out there in this first half. Covert standing in, throws across the middle. The pass is complete to Twin Screw, who, I think we could call him Mr. Reliable. I mean, when you need a good chunk of yards, go to 84. He seems to always be there.
Shout out to Joseph Wade and Greg McDonald from the guards for this Florida offensive line, putting in work, giving their young quarterback Isaac Covert all day to find a receiver.
1 yard for the first toss play, right side to the bullet, and he gets just enough before he gets upended.
Toss out there, needed one, got two.
Sometimes that's all you can ask for in a play, I mean, everybody wants it to be a home run, but you need your little line drives as well, to make it all work. So good job right there. Oh, my goodness. And somehow that one falls off the mitts of Berto DeMore. He should have had the interception there. It falls incomplete.
He should have, but he's a defensive end. He got those big gloves on. He's not expected to make that play.
No, he's not. That is very well true. He had a chance at an interception, though.
He did.
He was staring right down Isaac Covert. I don't know if you'll get that many open opportunities as a big man on the line to make an INT. So Covert gets lucky. They clock down to 5. Toss play to Bullet Boletsky, who makes a man miss. He ricochets off of a tackle, and he gets the 1st and 10. So, wow, what a great response there, going back to the ground and literally pounding it at him.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if that was the right guard or the right tackle, but he did an excellent job of getting the blocking, getting just enough what he needed, because otherwise that's a 2-yard loss.
It was that close. I mean, it really was. It was just they say football's a game of inches, and there's another opportunity at that. It could have went either way. It works out well for the Florida Storm. They're inside Lexington's 40-yard line, actually right at around the 39. Again, working that right side, they give it to number 34 on the carry.
Putting a lot of trust in these backup tailbacks to come up with these receptions on these toss plays. I believe that was Bettis again.
So Bettis getting a lot of work actually coming off the bench in this one today. Pressure coming, and he just gets rid of that one as the ball sails end over end. He took a big shot by Philadelphia Collins, the nine-year man, all 9 seasons here in Lexington.
He got hit, but tight end Ron Haynes had a chance to bring that ball in, but he just sat there and watched it hit the turf. Help your quarterback out.
I don't know if he was shocked, as how quick the pressure come. Yeah, you're right. He was not prepared to make that catch. And there's going back to twin screw again on 3rd down. Arthur making the deflection there, and then the hit laid on twin screw afterwards.
Yeah, Lexington has done their homework here on 3rd down. That's a couple times now we've seen them come up with a couple of different defensive schemes to force the ball out quick out of this Florida quarterback.
Marcus Agrippa on again, trying to pin this Lexington team deep. A good response by this Lexington defense.
Great punt. Oh,
man.
Touchback.
Almost. That just had that bounce had a little bit too much air under it. I mean, he was very, very close to actually coffin kicking that. So a great effort there by Marcus Agrippa.
3:42 left in his first half. Maybe Lexington's last crack at putting points on the board to close out this first half.
In a perfect world, they're able to take this 3 minutes and change and move down the field. We'll see what Florida has to say about that. Though, at the moment, the ground attack not getting anywhere, just a gain of 1.
Gain of 1 is the defensive front 4. Did a great job of pushing back the center and the 2 guards to limit the production of that play.
A very telling stat right there is the total yards. Lexington has 151 to Florida's 129. They don't have the points to show for it yet. Slider, though, throwing, and these receivers are starting to warm up again. Alex West climbing the ladder, and right now he is winning the best of this matchup.
I don't know whether to credit the offensive line for Lexington because they brought 2 on a blitz, or ask the defensive line what happened because they brought 6. No one got home, and you just cannot allow these receivers to have that much freedom one-on-one for that long.
Exactly. And you can't allow Kenny Slider that time to look downfield and spot the open man. Dangerous combination right there.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Truck stick, and Deion James runs past midfield.
Ryan Tobin, we just talked about him, 16 years in the SFL, all with Florida, but he just got put on the wrong side of the highlight reel. He was dragged for about 7 yards before finally getting off that free ride.
They're just now picking him up out of the turf. I mean, that was a very vicious truck stick indeed. And the drive continues on. Look at this, breaking a tackle. Look at the aggressive running by Ian Francis, not wanting to go down. And a gain of 5 when it looked like it could have easily been a loss of 2 or so.
Now, if Lexington can continue to get this production out of their run game, this offense is going to be lethal to deal with in the second half.
The 2-minute warning right here in Lexington. And an exciting first half. Florida leading, but Lexington trying to make a late push here in this second quarter to get some points on the board. You are watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. I welcome you back into the quarry. Hall of Famer Gabriel Manning going in motion. They keep it on the ground to James, who kind of turns sideways to get through a tight hold there. And he gets close to the first. So a big 3rd and 1 coming up right here.
Lexington being very patient. You love this of an offense. If the run game is going, don't be shy to go away from if it's working.
They lack one crucial yard here of getting the first down. Can they get it? They rely on the ground attack, and they do.
Ian Francis.
He is going off this second quarter. Another stiff arm gets the 1st and 10. And, you know, I kind of made the comment, Eddie. I said they would love to take this 3 minutes and some change and hold on to it. So far, they've done a good job of that.
And that was, again, Tobin on the wrong side of the play, getting stiff arm to the ground. That's 2 times on this drive he's been shown the turf.
I think he's ready for the locker rooms. Needs a breather here. Now throwing deep. Oh, and going up to snag that one is the Hall of Famer, Gabriel Manning, for the touchdown.
Great drive by Lexington, using up a bulk in his clock. We talked about it, you know, get him to use up clock. And what they did, they got the running game going. You saw him there, single safety high. And the offensive line did a great job of providing the pass protection that Kenny Snyder needed to find Gabriel. And we are a point away from a tie ball game.
Takeda Yuki on to attempt the extra point, and it is good. And Kenny Snyder able to connect with Gabriel Manning for the 102nd touchdown in his Hall of Fame career. And I got to say, it just felt like Kenny knew to just, you know, give him a shot. And he knew he was down there and he could make a play.
Absolutely. Single safety high. The offensive line doing a great job providing pass protection. It allows him to run the route deep into the secondary. That's a mismatch.
Vandelay across the 20 gets it out to the 23-yard line, which is where Florida will set up shop here with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in this first half to try to see what they can do if they can get some points on the board here. Now, let me ask you, how aggressive would you be in these final 62 seconds?
It's all predicated on first down. What happens here on first down is going to, in my opinion, you know, determine how they tend to attack this Lexington defense or to get conservative.
Marcos Swiss with the $2 super chat. Thank you for that, sir.
Going straight to my bank account. Thank you, sir.
That's going to pay for our airfare home. What are you talking about?
That's right.
2nd and 10 coming up here. And so for Florida, Eddie, they decide to come out and running it on first down here.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to be a little bit conservative here inside of a minute, although they do have all 3 timeouts. Coming out 3 wide here.
They will go to the air this time. Covert throwing across the middle to better results this time. A good job of reeling that in was, once again, the wide receiver, Shea Carroll.
J. Rock thought he had a shot at that when he set that and watched the ball come into him, thought he could make a play on it and take it back the other way. But I think the speed of the ball, he did not anticipate Isaac Covert's arm strength being quite that good.
The clock's actually still running here with 16 seconds. Very methodical as Florida. Pressure coming around the edge, throwing, complete, does not get out of bounds. Vandelay makes the reception. Instead, they will hurry.
Not calling a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to hurry back.
There's a timeout.
Yeah, there you go. A late timeout. And so with that being the case, you think maybe a last
Hail Mary.
Grab? Yep. Throw up a Hail Mary here, see what happens. You could not have asked for a better first half of football.
You could not. Very competitive game compared to their matchup last season when this game was over with at the end of the first quarter.
And instead, they decided to actually...
And caught another timeout.
And they did with 1 second remaining.
Wow.
All right. So they get another chance at it, and we will see. But they line up in the eye, maybe thinking better of it. I feel like we're destined for this game to be tied up at 10 when we head to halftime here in just a second. They do keep it on the ground. Still on his feet. And that's the first half, folks. All tied up at 10, Florida and Lexington. Same score, same record. 2-2 teams looking to get an important 3rd victory in a race in the SFL East Division. Doesn't get much exciting or closer than this as we welcome you into our SFL halftime report. Cameron Duty here with Eddie Gage. Eddie, give me your first half thoughts and what you would like to see out of the second half.
Well, I thought Lexington did a great job offensively, being very patient, particularly in that last drive, getting that run game going. They've been known in their past for being pretty much an all-out air assault, but here this season, trying to get the running game going. I mean, we could tell with the free agents they brought in with Ian Francis and company. They moved on from Phoenix Jones, parted ways with him, but that did not stop this train. They have a balanced attack here on offense, bringing safeties down into the box, which creates one-on-one opportunities for for Gabriel Manning, and we saw it play out there with that touchdown scoring drive.
Peyton Manning, Gabriel Manning, it's Hall of Fame careers all the way around.
That's right.
And we welcome you back into the Quarry here in Lexington. Again, Cameron Duty with Eddie Gage, and a big shout out to Rochelle Colston and Dakota Butts on stats this evening, and Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ on a beautiful Friday or a Saturday night here. Listen to me, weekend's moving by way too fast. I can tell you that much.
It is.
You blink and you miss it. You literally wait for 5 days out of the week sometimes for another chance at watching some football. Vandelay with the return out to the 29-yard line. All right, so we'll see what Florida can do right out of the gate. We've seen them very conservative at the end of the half. We'll see what they come out with here.
I would like to see Florida get that run game going, personally.
I do too. I think, you have seen, Lexington, those last couple of series, able to really get things going with Ian Francis in particular. And you see what it did for the passing attack. They had to respect the run. And you see what happened. Let's see if Florida can do the same. Oh, they start off in the pass formation, and that's the tight end Ron Haynes who gets the reception and the first down.
Florida loves this formation. They've called it a number of times today, and it's been a three-step drop, grip it and rip it every time.
See the stats for Covert looking very good in this game. As we said, the youngster previously from Queen City in his first season here with Florida, making a good name for himself. Now the handoff. Maybe one if lucky. Yeah, they will say Bullet Boletsky does get back to the line of scrimmage and gains one on top of that, so 2nd and 9 coming up.
Those are some big shoulder pads that Philadelphia Collins has on.
Well, a lot of it's the intimidation factor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see anybody coming at me looking like that. Of course, I'm a kicker, so obviously I don't want to see anybody coming at me at all with that frame. As the pass goes incomplete, just a little behind Shea Carroll, I think.
Just a bit behind him, and I think the traffic that was in front of him also impeded his vision to track the ball.
One thing that we've seen a lot of in this game to this point, Eddie, is a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda. We've seen some passes that could have went for a big play, only to be dropped or swatted down. Now, there's that rollout you said they like. Covert going deep, and he connects with Ron Haynes. I think that is his best throw of the game.
I do too. 3rd and long, you think you got to pass the ball. The defense knows it too. They got safeties back there waiting on it, but yet and still, because of the route tree that play creates, it opens up opportunities because there's different levels that it attacks.
And they are so fond of the rollout there with Isaac Covert, and you see why. Great results produced with that one. Now, dropping back quickly again to Haynes, who's warming up coming out of this halftime break. He already has 3 receptions this 3rd quarter.
Credit to Florida's scouting team. I don't know what they saw, but they made sure this play was in the playbook because it's been dialed up probably about 8 to 9 times already, and it's been successful about 7 of those 9 times.
It's one of the things with the simulation football, obviously the work that the players do on the field speaks for itself, but a lot of that work going on in the week, the playbooks, the schemes, and like you said, they were able to find something good there that's worked to their advantage all game long as Boletsky gets 3.
Now here, just outside the 15-yard line with a golden opportunity to put up 7. Maybe a toss play coming here.
Yep, they've got to get 7 yards here on 2nd down.
There it is.
And you're right. Good call. And shaking off tackles is the fullback, Chris Comasack. He looked as if he was just a broken tackle away from possibly taking that to the house there, as he seemed like he was already into the last line of defense for Florida over on that side.
Shout out to Chris Andrews, the defensive end, who gets disengaged from the tackle, ran downfield to make the play.
Now throw ends one hand. He's going to be able to stick it. It's Carroll with the acrobatic one-handed reception, and Florida goes on top.
Credit to hanging on to the football. I think he caught that with one hand and was trying to bring it to his body before the defense hit him, but he was able to manage to hold on to it. I don't know if that's to stick him on his gloves or what, but to be able to hold on to that catch with one hand while being blasted into the end zone, kudos to Shea Carroll.
I have a feeling that could end up on the Monday Night Spectacular.
I agree.
The extra point is good by Ethan Sneed, and Florida now going, as we said, back up by 7. Folks, you're watching the Simulation Football League right here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on the VFN, we have SFL Week 6 tonight and tomorrow, and the UFL's final 2 weeks of the regular season. This continues Monday and Thursday. No other network gives you more football. The SFL lives right here on the Virtual Football Network.
Lexington has to respond. They want to keep this crowd engaged. This is their first possession of the second half after Florida took only a couple minutes, almost 3, putting their points up on the board. You want to keep this crowd engaged and respond with 7 points of your own.
Even keel, look at this, 245 yards for both teams total in this game so far. Now we get to see Kenny Slider step up and takes a shot, gain of 3. Hey, let's go to Cameron Irvine for the first game break of the evening. Hello, Cam. How are you?
I'm great, Cameron, and so is Chicago. This pass, one-on-one coverage to John Fullerton is caught for a touchdown, and despite Detroit's 5 sacks in the first half, it's the Warriors leading the Maulers 21-10 in the second quarter. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Appreciate the update on an exciting football game over there. We've got a great one going on here. 6:23 remaining in this third quarter. Lexington looking to respond to that fantastic opening drive that Florida had to put them up by 7. Slider now back to throw. Good job, Brett. Oh, my goodness, it's intercepted. I was getting ready to say the offensive line did a great job in allowing Slider time to look for the open man, and it's an interception. Ryan Tobin, as we've talked about all game long here, Eddie.
The route tree that Lexington came out with, that play design works great versus man defense. But when you have playing a zone, all you're doing is passing off the receiver from one zone to another. That's just about the easiest it's going to get.
To Lexington, obviously discouraged by the outcome of that. Now the defense has to get right back out on the field and go to work. And really, for this defense, let's be honest, Eddie, the fact is, as we watch this play here, a good quick pass to Twin Screw, the fact is that Lexington defense, they were out on the field before halftime. And
yes,
of course, for the full 4 minutes of this third quarter, and now they're back out there again. You got to feel like if you're Florida, this is the time to really strike while the iron's hot.
Wholeheartedly agree. You got a tired defense out there. Got to take advantage of such a situation.
So far, this third quarter has been dominated by Florida. Look at Boletsky running hard and getting the all-important yards for that first down.
And that's how they're getting their tailbacks into the rotation. They slide bullet in over to that fullback spot so that there's always a fresh body coming in, because otherwise it could be a problem.
2 receivers up top here for Florida.
Same play.
Pressure coming, and he didn't see it coming around the edge. And what did he get, Eddie?
He got obliterated is what happened, Cameron Duty.
Obliterated indeed. What a great play. As that's Puff coming in, RC Puff.
RC Puff with the sack, and they've gotten home close a couple of times when Florida has run this play tonight, but this time they finally got home.
Actually, let me check that. That's Brenda Puff. So it is in the Puff family. Listen, I don't want to get that wrong. I'll end up in trouble for that.
Are you kidding me? Dragged them 3 yards for a first down.
Yeah, after getting the great stop there by Brenda Puff, they're able to get it all back. Look at Shea Carroll Oh, my goodness.
From second and forever to a first down.
And I think that is that energy level, that attrition, it's starting to wane here for Lexington. And it would for anybody. So far, they've been out there the majority of the third quarter.
Here comes a blitz from the weak side. There it is.
It picked up nicely. Screen pass. Boletsky able to get a couple. Roberto and company there to push him out. Philadelphia Collins is going to be credited with the tackle out of bounds.
If Joseph Wade had a bit more speed, that's going to be a first down. But unfortunately, he was just a bit too slow because they had the right play dialed up under the right situation.
Clock continuing to run here in this third quarter. Now under 4 minutes to go. 2nd and 8. And a very important drive here for both of these squads, especially here. Florida pressure coming again. That looked like deja vu. Instead, coming in hot is Iggy Turner, number 44, the outside linebacker.
First time we called his name in a while. He had a great first half, but Lexington brings a cover 0 blitz. No safety help. It's one-on-one. You got to get home if you're that front seven. Otherwise, you're going to have problems out there should their receiver catch the ball.
So now we'll see if the defense is able to take advantage of that sack.
Here comes another blitz.
Pushes it back to 3rd and 10. Throwing one-handed and no, not able to get off the field. And it's Shea Carroll who is going to give this Lexington defense nightmares tonight.
2 receivers running arrow routes versus man coverage. They're bringing a blitz to cover 1 this time, so they do have safety help back there. But man-to-man versus 2 arrow routes, that's a tough cover for any cornerback in this league.
Indeed it is, and so now we see Florida in prime position here now. Boletsky running hard before he is met head-on and an open field tackle by Marco Swift.
Boletsky didn't even bother lowering his shoulder. If he wants to have a long career in this league, he's going to need to learn how to lower his shoulder.
He got smacked straight in the mouth on that one after a gain of 4. Inside the 10-yard line, toss play, left side, getting the first. Able to do that. A good job of Comasack, the fullback there. I thought he was going to get to the end zone, but he does get the first here.
He does get the first. He was very close, but Lexington decides to keep that challenge hanky in the coach's pocket.
Now 2 men in the backfield behind Isaac Covert. Give it to the Bullet. Touchdown. Leaping in and extending the lead for Florida with only 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this third quarter. It has been all Florida so far this second half.
Took the words right out of my mouth. This strong second half here by Florida's offense and their defense combined has built a 2-score lead, and I'm sure that the blowout they received last season played a big reason why they probably studied so hard this week in practice to prevent that from happening again.
The extra point by Snead is good, and you're right, that was definitely that's locker room material, their motivation to try to come back out in this game, in this rematch, and not have the same result happen, and most importantly, of course, not end up on the wrong side of things. And so far, it's working for Florida. It is now a 2-touchdown lead. Though plenty of time for Lexington here, but they got to move quick. They've got the talent to do it. There's one of the guys, Gabriel Manning. And it's so interesting, isn't it, how it really got derailed after that beautiful reception in the end zone from Kenny Slider to Gabriel Manning. After that, it's just we've not seen him on the field, to be perfectly honest with you.
That interception by Florida when Lexington came out in that split spread look and they were playing zone defense, it seemed like that was the beginning of their fortunes that seemed to just went by the wayside. Can they pick up that momentum and rebuild it?
Start from the 32-yard line. Now Slider throwing into double coverage, and it is tipped, nearly intercepted. Coming up with that one almost was Andrew Francis.
50 wide seam. You got that receiver who you just saw there running a skinny post, and you got a receiver on the other side of the field running kind of like a deeper post, but Florida covered it well.
Slider, delayed handoff, and gets a few. James is able to get 3, so obviously a passing situation here on 3rd and 7. And the last thing you want is to go 3 and out and have your defense put back out there on the field.
Absolutely. Got to have it. Got to get a first down, if for nothing else, but to give your defense a breather.
2 receivers on either side. Slider throwing it, overthrows his man, and it looked like he had a guy open, but he had too much mustard on that one. That one sails out way ahead of the intended target. And yeah, exactly what you didn't want to see. This Lexington offense is ice cold, and it's 4th and 7.
Too much mustard, but Florida did a great job of disguising the cover. I thought that was going to be man defense, but it was not. It was zone, and they blitzed underneath. Great disguise.
Yuki able to punt this one away. A fair catch called for. That's a good punt, I'm telling you.
Great punt.
Yeah, turning the field and puts them back there on their 23-yard line. But now, like we said, this was the fear for you Lexington fans out there, was that this battered-up defense that has really only seen 4 snaps that they've not been a part of in this 3rd quarter is back out on the field again.
Speaking of great punts, Arizona will be investing in a punter this offseason if we can, because it cost us today.
And I tell you, special teams, it's one of those things that, it can make or break you in a lot of ways. And like you said, and unfortunately, in the result for you guys today, it didn't go your way.
It did not, but there's always tomorrow.
There's another game day just around the corner. And that's the beauty of the SFL. We get to do this nearly all year round. It's fantastic. What a blessing. Pressure coming. Incomplete. Boy, they could have used that interception right there, but still, that was a good job to swat that away by Nate Heslop.
They could have, as they're finally starting to adjust to that play, as there was no one open downfield.
Now, this is a big 3rd down. They have struggled getting Florida off the field. I'm talking about Lexington. They've struggled to get Florida off the field on 3rd down situations. Expect them to look towards twin screwer Haynes here. Pressure coming, and they finally are able to get home. And I believe that was Philadelphia Collins who gets the sack.
Bunch formation, rolled out X post corner, and Lexington, every time Florida has dialed it up, has been prepared for that play as they defended it well all game long.
And really an attaboy to this Lexington defense. I mean, like we said, they spent, I'll go ahead and say, pretty much the entire 3rd quarter out on the field and able to come up with an important stop there. A low snap there, but Marcus Agrippa able to get it away. Man, takes a shot. It looked like he had some open field if he could have got out of that ankle tackle, but wasn't able to do so. So Lexington will get the ball back here, Eddie, with a couple of seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter.
Marcus Agrippa is celebrating with his teammates after that punt, and he should be, because there was no time for Gabriel Manning to react to that punt recovery.
On the ground, and they get 3, which is unfortunately been just about the norm this evening for Lexington out of the ground attack.
Yep, Florida did a great job with their run defense tonight.
They sure have. We've seen Ian Francis break out some good runs, but it's not been too very consistent. They get the snap off, which I didn't think they were going to be able to do, and that is Francis who carries for a few more, and that's going to bring up an important 3rd and 4 here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Put your fours up, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Let us see them in the chat, folks. We've got one more frame to play. You are watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Florida leads 24-10. We welcome you back here in Lexington. Cameron Duty with Eddie Gage, Rochelle Colston, and Dakota Butts on stats. Cameron Irvine at SFL HQ. And as always, we appreciate your presence and watching these games along with us. We appreciate everyone participating in the group chat on YouTube. Now this throw, and again, man, it's just a bad cycle that they're in at the moment. The pass falling incomplete, 4th and 4. Special teams coming back on here with Yuki and company for Lexington.
Yeah, whenever Florida has done a great job of getting somewhat decent pass rush on Lexington, they've had done a better job of containing Gabriel Manning in this offense.
And that's really not something we were seeing in that first half. I mean,
No.
you had West going up over the top, making some acrobatic receptions. Manning with the touchdown. We see Marquis Sango with some big plays, but really quiet in this third and so far this fourth quarter, and it's made all the difference.
Only a difference of 33 yards of total offense between Florida and Lexington, yet Florida has a 2-touchdown lead.
Points off of turnover also will tell a little bit of a story as well.
Yes, as they often do. Here's Ace Trips again. Watch for this 90 play. There it is.
And they do get home. So this defense, as you said, you called it, Eddie, drawing up some nice plays. And that's Jaden Swift, the defensive tackle, in on the sack.
Finally getting home. They've done a great job of getting pressure when they ran that play, but just could never quite get home until these last two drives.
Brings up 2nd and 12. Better coverage this time by the offensive lineman. They're able to keep anybody from penetrating that wall. And again, they get it right back. Man, we have seen that so many times today.
You know what? I got to give Art Vandelay and his coaching staff of Florida credit because they've been watching these games. They saw the pass pressure that Lexington was getting early this season, especially a couple games ago when they seemed like they had a million sacks. They've been getting the ball out of Isaac Covert's hand quick. There it is again. See that three-step drop? Grip it and rip it. They are not allowing Lexington time to get to the quarterback on a consistent basis.
And again, that was Shea Carroll. So, that's one thing, too. It's one thing to know, Eddie, what they're going to do. It's another thing to be able to stop it. Doesn't matter if you know it's coming, if you can't execute it. Oh, that was a missed opportunity for Lexington there to get Bullet down in the backfield. But it is going to be 3rd and 3 coming up, so a huge play here. Again, this Lexington defense is going to have to try to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Yes, they are. Want to try to get their offensive an opportunity here, down 2 scores with just over 8 minutes to play.
Pressure coming around the edge, and it is incomplete. It did look like they were going for Ron Haynes.
Yeah.
And just good coverage right there in the middle of the field by Lexington.
They've been doing a good job today of covering Ron Haynes. As you know, in a scouting report, you have to because he's having a great season as he always does. Coming to this game, 9th in the SFL in receptions with 22 as a tight end. But yeah, they did a great job bottling him up today.
Agrippa with the punt. Pin him deep.
Look at that punt.
Oh, heck of a punt, but it does bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Watching this game, Cameron, it's just a reminder to me, hey, GMs, next offseason, we got to get us a punter because, again, not having one cost us today with their return from DR Sim.
I tell you what, both of these units have some fantastic kickers on their squad, don't they? I mean, really,
yes,
we've seen some great punts and some great field goals today as well. Now Lexington with a chance to come back, and oh my goodness, what a hit that the Hall of Famer Manning took. He's able to hold on to that football, but that wasn't without some pain inflicted.
Another 16-year veteran. With this Florida Storm, Ryan Davison picks up Gabriel Manning and power drives him into the turf.
So that does stop the streak of 3 and outs that Lexington has been on since the start of the third quarter here. Now, bringing out of the backfield, good screen, set up nicely by Ian Francis, who easily has had the best day out of the backfield for Lexington.
I agree. That's something I'm not used to seeing Lexington run, and apparently neither is Florida because it caught them off guard as well.
That makes you wonder, had that been a little more prevalent earlier in this game, could have been very beneficial there.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, like my dad used to say.
What ifs really don't count, does it? It's what actually gets executed. And for now, for Lexington, they're down 2 touchdowns, but an opportunity here if they could keep this drive alive.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, Deion James.
Deion James
had a great carry going until he takes a shot and he's on the turf. Our first injury of the day.
That was the biggest window of opportunity he's had today. Great job by the offensive line for Lexington, but unfortunately, he paid the ultimate price for it.
Hopefully it is nothing serious after a nice 9-yard gain. Like you said, one of his best runs of the evening. And now they'll have to rely even more heavily on Ian Francis. Manning in motion. And Ian with the carry. He gets just enough, gets rolled over for a few more. And yeah, this is why this drive is so important, obviously. I mean, I'm not saying anything that any football fan out there doesn't already know. But if Lexington can get a touchdown here, this is a different ball game.
Oh, I absolutely agree. If they get knock this down to a one-score game with, say, maybe 5.5 minutes to play, who knows?
Yeah, this game is nowhere near over. Is checking in off the bench is McAfee with the carry, and he gets 5. So we'll be seeing a little bit more of him there in the rotation with Deion James out.
5'10", 193, a bit of a shifty back.
Looking to put him to work here with 6.5 left in this game.
Oh, great run.
Oh, look at that. What a play. Francis, again, we've seen it a lot this evening, just not giving up on the play. And again, that's just sheer will and determination to stay out there on the field. And he picks up a good chunk.
Look at the patience he shows there. Nothing was there on the left side, cuts it back right. Vision is one thing in a running back you cannot teach. You either have it or you don't.
And they are just outside of the red zone, lining up on the 24-yard line. The best drive of this half easily by Lexington. Now Slider rolling out back across to the middle of the field. That was intended for DJ Bandit, who we said he's been kind of quiet this evening. Not many targets as they did a good job of locking him down. And it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they did a great job of bottling him up all day today.
Yes, they have. You see Kenny Slider now doing that rollout that we've seen Isaac Covert do so effectively today in this game. Now, scrambling, throwing, end zone, Alexander West, touchdown. And I tell you what, you said it, 5.5 minutes in the 4th. If they get this touchdown here, it's a different game. And Lexington not going quietly into the night.
And again, like I said earlier, whenever they are playing in rhythm and on target, Florida's done a great job of getting the offense of Lexington off the field. But whenever their quarterback has time, he's able to finesse the pocket and wait and buy time, Lexington has success in the passing game.
And I think, like we've talked about, that rushing attack there that they were able to get together late in that drive maybe made Florida a little bit more hesitant. They had to respect the run, and you see what happens with the passing attack. They got him. And the extra point by Yuki is good. And it is just a one-score game now with 5:49 left, Eddie.
Yes, they have time to kick this ball away, and hopefully, if you're a Lexington fan, play good defense.
This will be returned by Van DeLay. Across the 20, gets out to the 22-yard line. Now, so let's go inside the helmet of a Florida Storm player here, Eddie. What do you want to do here with 5:44 remaining? You still got to stay aggressive, obviously.
Got to stay aggressive. Of course, you want to get the run game going, but obviously you cannot just rely on it, as Lexington, they're going to be keen on it as well. 3-step drop. I trip set. Oh! He caught that.
He did somehow. Twinstrew's been making some amazing receptions this entire game, but although it don't go for much, that might be my favorite of the day.
I'll tell you what, he bailed out his quarterback, but that was a bad decision there by Isaac Covert.
Yeah, they helped the young guy out. Gain of 7.
Toss play to the weak side, upcoming. Oh, that's a toss to the strong side that time.
Stopped, yeah. And coming in like a heat-seeking missile once again is Iggy Turner there. And that brings up the biggest down easily all day. You know, Lexington struggled to get Florida off the field, but this is the most important 3rd down we've seen yet in this one.
Yep.
You hear the crowd.
1st and 3rd and a short 2. Can they get it?
Toss play. And
They do not.
Boletsky went out to deploy the stiff arm, but look who it is. We've talked about him all day long. You go ahead right there, Eddie. You caught what you seen.
I tell you what, that was a great play. You see the closing speed. They're going for it here. You kidding me?
They're not going to let us have time. Well, look at this, folks. It's taking a minute to kind of process what we're seeing here. 4th and 1. And they're going to be stopped.
Oh, my goodness. Why go for it on your own 30-yard line? I don't get it, but Lexington does not care. They make another play, back-to-back plays for no gain. And just when you thought this ball game was over, think twice because Lexington has new life.
Marco Swift come up with the stop. I have to tell you, that took a minute for me to process what I was seeing on the field, Eddie. I'm not going to even kid on 4th and 1. Now, look at this opportunity that Lexington has here. Let's go quickly to Cameron Irvine with the SFL game break before this one continues. What you got, Cam?
Hey, watch this, guys. Look at Detroit's pressure on Chicago's type attack. They are trying to kill this guy. Chicago's up by 18, but Detroit is going to put type attack in a body bag by the end of the night. Chicago may get the last laugh. Back to you.
Good Lord. Prayers going up for type attack in this one. Now, Lexington trying to take advantage of what was given to them, but it's a quick 3rd and 10 here. The defense of Florida trying to bail him out. Andrew Francis with the tip. Man, Eddie, let's try to regroup here. Big play coming up.
31-yard line is a 48-yard field goal from here. How aggressive do you get? Got to be smart with the football here. You do not want to turn it over because you can still put up points and come back and play defense.
2 receivers lined up on either side for Kenny Slider throwing.
Wow.
It's going to be so close.
Short.
But they are going to say short. Yeah, Green with the stop.
Now, I think that's a bad spot, but I still think it's short of the first down. I didn't think that was. Oh, they're going for it.
They're going for it, folks. They're rolling the dice in Lexington tonight.
If you're going to go for it, you should have challenged that spot.
4th and 2. And
it does not matter.
He got it.
But why go hurry up here? Regroup.
Yeah, 1st and 10 here going hurry up. Throwing into triple coverage, and it's incomplete. What are we seeing here, Andy Gage?
I tell you what we're seeing. They are not going to allow Gabriel Manning to beat him. The Hall of Fame wide receiver leads the SFL in a gazillion categories. Not going to let him beat him. It's going to be someone else.
Ian Francis gets the all-important 1st down there. They go quickly back to the line and no huddle. And then poor Gabriel Manning gets completely walloped by 4 blue jerseys. It's 2nd and 10 here. Slider throwing.
Are you kidding me?
In the world. He was able to fit that one in. And no huddle again here.
No huddle again. 3:25 left. Look
Slider
out.
Pressure coming, throwing middle of the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Alexander West. And again, that's Francis in with the deflection.
Going to Alexander, there was no way he's going to come up with the football. There were too many Florida defenders in the area. I was surprised he even touched his body, to be honest with you. But here, they get a chance to regroup, resettle, and try to find a way to score a touchdown from 6 yards out.
Quite frankly, I think they need that right here. That moment
Florida
to regroup.
showing blitz.
DJ Bandit going in motion. 2nd and goal. Slider throwing. Oh, so close. Jones coming in with a big hit to jar that loose. And it is 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal, but I don't think Kenny Slider allowed that play time to develop because his receivers had not come out of their break. No one was open. He decided to throw the ball anyway. Decision time here. Do you kick the field goal and come down? Oh, they're going to go for it.
Well, we got 3rd and goal right here, Eddie.
Oh, excuse me, 3rd and goal. My apologies.
That's no problem. That is a scenario that we may see here in just a moment. We see a bunch formation at the bottom of your screen. Pressure coming, throwing.
Touchdown!
Wow, Chris Arthur, who we have not heard from much this game. Yeah, well, him and DJ Bandit have been locked down this entire evening. Somehow, Chris Arthur gets free in the end zone. We are 1 point away from a tie ball game.
as a coach of mine used to say, it does not matter if your name has not been called. It's about the next opportunity. He takes advantage of it, as Florida has been bottlenecking the likes of Alex West and Gabriel Manning this entire drive. And here he has an opportunity one-on-one. He makes it, and now all of a sudden with 3:15 left, we have a tie ball game. This game looked all but over a moment ago, Cameron.
We said it. If they could get a score with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth, that they had an opportunity. And they really got a gift by Florida. We got to go back to that. Florida deciding to go for it on their own 30-ish yard line, okay? That changed the complexion of things. Vandelay with the return here, back out to the 30, right about from the same spot where they decided to go for it on fourth down. But that changed everything. And now we're sitting here with all tied at 24 game.
Now, there's plenty of time left, 3.5 minutes. Florida has all 3 timeouts. They can stay in their base offense. They don't have to press. So no need to panic here. It's a tie ball game. It's not like you're behind. So no need to have your quarterback out there trying to do something he cannot do. Help your young quarterback out and stay within the offense. And here comes another 90 play out of this ace trip set.
What a game, folks. Ron Haynes in motion. I feel like we're watching an instant classic here. Covert, plenty of time, very selective, very methodical, able to find Mr. Reliable, Mike Twinscrew, 1 yard short of the first.
1 yard short of the first, second down and 1. Your entire playbook is at your disposal. Now, do you try to hit them deep, or you just pick up the first down and keep it moving?
Well, you know, Covert's had a really good day. I think you got to worry about pushing it too far and causing a turnover. But then, like you say, you try to pick it up safely here. It gets blown up by Tony Roberto. Oh,
Again,
boy.
He's blown up the last couple of times they've tried to run that toss play out of this split joker set.
With ease. It's 3rd and 5. And for Florida here, you don't want to have the momentum slip out of your hands, kind of like grains of sand, if you will. They feel it kind of leaving them here. They got to stop the bleeding. 3rd and 5. We see motion. That's Shea Carroll. He's been big on 3rd down. They look his direction again, and he is able to come up with the first.
Smart play there by the young quarterback, Isaac Cover. He sees that Lexington is lined up in a 3-3 nickel defense, and their weak side is his left side. So he sends a man in motion and do what they call flooding the zone. There's no way they can keep up with all those receivers on the weak side of the field. That's easy pitch and catch.
2 minutes. If you need to take a blood pressure pill, heart pill, get a refreshment, you better do it now, folks. This is going to be a wild end to this one. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. We've been treated to a good one up to this point. Back to the ground they go. Boletsky stopped, though, right at the line. No gain. Clock running, 1:54. Now, you know Florida wants to control this final minute 50 here.
Yes, they do. But look at Philadelphia calling those big.
Yeah.
That big shoulder pad running down the ball carrier.
I'm up here in the booth, and he's got me all kinds of intimidated here. I'd hate to be out on the field with him. Minute 34 and counting. Covert throwing. Incomplete. The clock stops with 1:31, and it's 3rd and 10.
Referees are letting them play. The side judge had an opportunity to throw that flag out there, but said, hey, the defender was going for the ball. No flag thrown. 3rd down.
The defense trying to get to stop the crowd. The home team getting into it here. Trying to cause some disturbance here for this Florida Storm offense. Now, Ron Haynes in motion on 3rd and 10. Who do they look to?
Put in the zone again here. Play action.
Roll out. They've used this all day for Covert to throw. And he sticks it in there.
Wow, with 3 defenders all over him, somehow Art Vanderlei comes up the reception to keep the driver alive, keeps the clock ticking, and now they can slow this game down, run the ball, and just play at their pace. Great catch by Art.
Goodness, Art Vanderlei able to come up with that one. Would love to get another look at that one, but folks, what a catch. And that changes the final minute 18. That was huge. They kind of went for a home run ball there on 3rd down, but I'm telling you what, gutsy, but it paid off.
gutsy, but it paid off, and kudos to the offensive line. That's what happens when you play that 3-2 defense. You need pressure on the quarterback, and if you don't get it, I don't care what kind of zone you're playing back there, sooner or later someone's going to pop open.
1:18 left. Lexington has called the last 2 timeouts. As we see a carry, trying to get around the edge. Was Comasack. And you see Lexington now with the 3rd and final timeout.
If I'm Florida, I'm yelling in my quarterback's ear. I don't care if it's 3rd and forever. Run the ball again. They are out of timeouts. Milk this opportunity here. But what do I know? They come out in a quads formation with 4 wide receivers. Do they hand this ball off or do they throw it?
Shea Carroll goes in motion. If that tells you anything, fake handoff. There's that play. It's the rollout. Covert. End zone. Incomplete. That's going to buy some time here for Lexington. We got to question that. You're right. You think you just want to stay in bounds and milk this clock. They go for the home run ball, trying to walk it off here, feels like, and not able to do it.
There's 1 minute and 7 seconds left. Lexington is out of timeouts. If you just run the ball, ask the kicker, where do you want this ball lined up at? Left hash, right hash, or middle? Run it in that direction. There's going to be about 20 seconds left in that situation, but they elected to pass the ball instead. Now, Lexington has life.
This isn't a chip shot either. Excuse me. Ethan Sneed, the snap, the hold, the kick is good. And they do take the lead. So now they're going to rely on their defense to come up with the stop. But like you said, what would have been just a handful of seconds is all Lexington would have had to work with. Instead, they got right at a minute here. They got great wide receivers. They can use the sidelines to their advantage. This isn't over by any means.
Hold on about those wide receivers. You got Gabriel Manning back there. Do they kick it to him?
That's a good point. This one, they bring it out, so they're going to use some time on the run back here, and it's not Gabriel Manning. Instead, that was McAfee, who we have seen checking in for the injured Deion James. 58 seconds remaining here for Lexington to do something with it.
58 seconds left. There are no timeouts, so if the ball is, if you're tackled in bounds, you have to hurry up to the line of scrimmage and run the next play.
Bunch set up to the top there for Kenny Slider.
Single safety high. Look out for something over the top if they get the opportunity.
Slider rolling out, throwing along the sidelines. Oh, and he catches it.
He can't. I thought he got out of bounds, but they're going to rule him inbounds.
And they're going to say he's in for the moment. We'll get a chance to look at the replay here. Arthur with his 2nd big catch of the day.
I thought he's out of bounds there.
The clock continuing the run. The only way that we see a challenge here is inside of 2 minutes is from the officials. We don't get it. Instead, with 30-something, they hand it off. Oh, my goodness, and McAfee down to the 40-yard line.
Clock it.
They got to spike it here. 23 seconds. They will play on. Slider in and out of the hands of Alex West. 18 seconds to go.
Believe it or not, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. I would have to agree on that. Man, what a run by McAfee just to get him in this position right here. Inside of 15 seconds. Will not be enough time to bring up the field. This could be the last option. Manning! Now, not going to have a chance to spike it. They're going to run out. They're not going to have an opportunity here, to get the kicker out. Play clock down to 3, 2, 1. Not able to get it off as they were setting up to go for the tie. And Florida holds on 27-24. I don't think we could have ever predicted that last 5 minutes and 49 seconds having what it had in store for us. But an amazing end to the game. Go ahead, Eddie. What's your final thoughts, my friend?
I'm in agreement with you. I thought this game was all but over. Florida up 14 points, and Lexington's defense kind of lost its mojo there in the 3rd quarter and kind of went to sleep and left their defense out there in some short field situations. But they responded late, came back to tie this game, but unfortunately left Florida too much time Florida marches downfield. Art Vanderlei with the catch of the game on 3rd and forever comes up with it with 3 defenders, a corner, a safety, and a linebacker all in his grill, but somehow, some way, comes up with the big catch. He better get a game ball this week in the locker room.
Yeah.
Florida comes away with the win on the road, avenging last season's embarrassing defeat.
To reiterate, Gabriel Manning did get that reception to get him in field goal range, but as is seen in this game, inside of 15 seconds is not enough time to get the field goal unit out there without timeouts due to the sequencing. That is how we get this final score, 27-24, Florida over Lexington. They move on. They get a 3-2 record going into what's going to be a tough sled for these upcoming opponents, as Florida will take on Mexico next week. That's going to be a big one. Folks, big thanks to Rochelle Colston and Dakota Butts, of course, Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters, and my buddy Eddie Gage. It has been a blast. I'm Cameron Duty. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network.
Thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely, y'all. We out of here. Peace.